Hello YouTube, welcome to this video, and it's another of my cancer vlogs, this time number 10, and I've got some good news. I had my results for my CT scan, as some of you are aware because I posted on Facebook and on another video about my 6th anniversary of my channel, and my cancer has been slightly reduced and stabilised. Because I've got secondary cancer of the left lung, which means it has spread beyond my left lung, it's never going to disappear. They can control it, stabilise it and slightly reduce it. But one of the effects of the chemo drugs is it wrecks your immune system. So your white and red blood cells go down and you're more susceptible for flus, and general illnesses in the air. So it's as good as it could have been expected, and I've got my next chemo in a few days' time. As I said, my immune system went from up there, like my white blood cell count started on the 17th of November at 7.9. Beginning of December it was 5.9 and end of December 4.9. I don't know what the record reading was when I did it last week, but that be subject to next week's video. My newts went from 4.9 to 3.7 down to 2.5 by comparison, so again dropped nearly by half again. I'm feeling very tired. I'm up for one more chemo and my levels are slightly below what is safe for a chemo. By eating fresh fruit, taking plenty of rest, my levels should go up to safety, and then they can administer the next lot of chemo. It's very common in chemotherapy patients. In fact, my sister's old boss, she was a nanny to her, had it twice delayed because of her immune system levels. So I had my last test on Thursday, so my chemo on Friday was cancelled. I've got another one tomorrow, and hopefully I've got chemo on Tuesday. If not, there'll be a retest either on Thursday or Monday, depending on how low my levels are. Thank you to everyone who commented, liked, sent me messages of support, etc, etc on my previous videos. Thank you goes to everyone in advance for doing the same in this video. So I'm more than happy with where I am at this point. Yes, I've only got one good lung. Yes, I am ill. Yes, I have secondary lung cancer, but it is under control. Once I've got another lot of chemotherapy, I did ask the consultant, they're going to they're going to constantly monitor my body and the cancer obviously, but they want my body weight, my immune system to get back to normal. And she said, eat well, get plenty of rest and get your body strong again. So that's what I plan to do over the next few months. They will do further treatment if and when it's necessary. And this vlog will continue, obviously, until further notice. After my chemo, it might go fortnightly, depending on what's happening in my life. But immediately after the chemotherapy session, it will stay weekly. Okay, how have I felt over the last week? Well, I went shopping on Saturday, and on Sunday I cleared out a cupboard. Not the best idea in the world. Yes, the cupboard looks really nice, but Monday I've spent the whole day in bed. My own stupid fault. RJ forgot I've only got one lung and under chemotherapy. So Tuesday I was less tired. By Wednesday I was back to normal. So that probably explains my immune system count being down. I still give myself a 9 out of 10 this week, and thank you to all my online friends as well who've given me support. My family, my mum, my nan, my sisters, my brother, their boyfriends, and thank you so much. Also to my real life friends, obviously, and that's all I can say. 9 out of 10 I give myself. It's going to take 2.5 months probably for my body to recover after the next chemo back to where it was at the beginning, well, in mid-November. The only difference is the cancer has been controlled and slightly reduced, which is all good news. I'd like to give special mentions to Paul, Johan, Josh, James Bell, Sam from America, and Chris Cigar Hub, my online friends on YouTube. Without you and others, I'll be very low. As I said before, I would have still got cancer if I had never made this channel. I'd have smoked just as many cigarettes, probably not from the world, admittedly, just from the UK and Europe, but I wouldn't have had half as much fun, and I would have still got lung cancer and been very alone. How did all this start? Well, I did have a cough, I have to admit. Slight shortness of breath in late August and beginning of September. And on the 22nd of September, because I had a cough for more than 5 weeks, I went to the doctors and they referred me to chest x-ray. On the 23rd of September, I had said x-ray at my local hospital. They took one look at it. The expression on their face said it all. I was advised to go to A&E, accident and emergency, where they drained fluid on my left lung. A week later, I went to Bart's in central London, and a couple of days later had an operation to try and reattach the lung, which was 50%, onto its proper place. They had been trying to inflate it by air for the previous 10 days. On the 13th of October, a day I'll never forget, 12:30 they said, you can go home next day. At 4:30, the consultant came round to me and said, when will your mum be back round? I said, probably not till tomorrow. I need to talk to you both. I said, okay. Does it concern my release tomorrow? And he said, no. I then, for the first time, this word was used by a nurse, a doctor, a consultant, or myself. I said, have I got cancer? And she said, I'm so sorry. Yes, you have. And that's what's happened. On the 14th of October, I got released. I tried desperately to put weight on. On the 12th of November, I had the happiest 4 days of my life when I met Johan in Honest Celeste. And if you've been watching my channel, I did some best of videos over the weekend. I then started chemo on the 17th of November, 2 days after I returned. My hair's still there, my dick's still working. I've had very little side effects, apart from extreme tiredness. I've had a couple of days of nausea, and that's about it. So I've had better than what I expected out of chemo. Most weeks I gave myself an 8 or 9. Sometimes it was 6.5 or 7 or 7.5. But as you've seen by these weekly cancer vlogs, they've all been positive. For the record, before I went to my doctor's on the 22nd of September 2015, my previous visit to a doctor was in 2012. I can count the days I've had off sick in work on 2 hands for a genuine reason. Other times I admit I've sort of said, I thought to myself, a bit of decorating needs to be done, and got a bit of a cold this week, so phoned in work, took the week off because I get paid, and did the decorating. I shouldn't have mentioned that. Anyway, what's been done is done, and honestly work, I was honestly ill. For obvious reasons, I can't go sick like that anymore. Financially, I'm on 6 months full pay. That will run out on the 22nd of March this year. I'll then go on 50% pay for the next 6 months, plus statutory sick pay, plus a cancer allowance, so I'll be up to about 75% of my wages for the next 6 months. I then go on to no pay, except statutory sick pay and a cancer allowance, which will mean 25% of my original pay. If I decide to go back to work in May, for instance, some of my time will have been spent on full pay, but would have had 6 weeks at half pay. So if I go sick in the next 3 years, again, I'll resume on half pay, but the 6 weeks will have been deducted after 6 months, and so it doesn't start again. That's your allowance for 3 years. So I've got to use my sick sparingly. Luckily, work is understanding. You can go back on reduced hours when I'm well enough. So I can go back on 4 hours a day and get paid for 8. In a slightly different role, because obviously they won't let me drive a lorry for a couple months at least, which is what I do for a living. So probably an office-based job where they give out the keys. But I'll tell you more about that when I get back to work in April or beginning of May. Okay. It was great to see Johan back on YouTube this morning, and if you haven't checked out his latest update video, his first in 2 months, it's in the description. Okay, thanks for watching, thanks for liking this video, thanks for all your messages of support. and thank you for being there for me. Stay lit, guys. 9 out of 10 this week. Full good news with a slight hiccup, but hopefully my blood count levels will be normal next week, so I can resume with my 4th chemotherapy before my body takes a break from chemotherapy. But they're going to constantly monitor it and give me further treatment if necessary. Stay lit, guys, and thanks for watching.